All right, so here we are. We're going to do.
Who's that his background?
That's Madeleine.
Oh,
Just come to class, yeah.
oh, she's talked to you.
Yeah.
She's in the class.
Yeah.
Very nice.
She's on her computer.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so what we're going to start with is doing some stuff for the neck and the shoulders. Okay, you want that? So you want to sit on the front of your chair so that your feet are firmly on the ground. And then if you watch, we're going to take our head to the side, so bring your head towards me, put it on the side, that's it. Let the other hand just hang loosely. So you can have this hand on your lap if you want. And then the other hand hangs, if it hangs loosely, this hand, it will go into the shoulder more. And you're moving your head backwards and forwards. Really gently. Yeah? How does that feel? So it's over on this side. So you're just staying on this side, this side. That's it, let the ear fall towards the shoulder. And just move the head. So move it so you can look at the wall. That's it. And then move it back so you're looking straight ahead. On the side still. Move it to look over there. That's good. And then keeping it on the side as much as possible. Bring it back. So you're trying to really have the ear towards the shoulder on this side. Try once more. Moving forward to look a bit over there. And then moving to look straight ahead. Yeah? And you'll feel it here. But any movement that you're doing is helpful. Any movement is really helpful. Okay? And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So take the ear that's furthest away from me, take that ear towards that shoulder, and drop your hand. Drop this hand, that's it. Great. Yeah, that's fine. And now you're looking towards, looking at me sideways. So imagine you're just trying to look at me. Yeah, so just turning your head. That's it. So you're turning your head. So you're moving.
Just dropping your head.
It is hard, but it's really good for releasing the shoulders. It can help with tension, headaches, and things. So you're just turning to look this way, and then you're turning to look straight ahead. So turn to look, that's beautiful, that's it. And then turn to look straight ahead. Without tilting the head up, keeping the head on this side. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, let's like this. Try once more. Head goes to the side. Turn to look at me. Good. Beautiful. And then turn to look at the door. That's it. That's the movement you're wanting. Good. And then bring the head back up. We did it more on that side. So you'll find that there's one side where you know you want to do more. Now, a good way to be aware of how tense we are, because we carry a lot of tension in the shoulders, it's just one of those areas where we do, is to tighten everything and then release it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our shoulders up around our ears and we're going to clench our fists and we're going to really feel everything tightening up and then release. Yeah. Okay. That was good. We're going to do that 3 more times and then a lion's breath, which is going to make you look eternally young, which you can also put in there if you want. And that's where you breathe out really strongly and your tongue comes towards your chin. Okay? So tighten everything up, inhale, and then exhale through the mouth. That's it, great. And it's really good. And you want to release your hands as well when you do that. In again. And exhale. Good. Into jams, beautiful. Last one, inhale, tighten everything up, stroke the face maybe even, and then exhale. Brilliant. Good. So that just gives you that contrast between what's tight and what's loose. And now we'll just roll the shoulders back. 1, 2, 3. Really tight and go slow and then go the other way. 1, 2, 3. That's great. Okay. How does that feel? It feels okay? Good. So we are going to stay with doing stuff for the neck. And I'm going to ask you to just drop the head forwards, and then you're going to draw your collarbone. So you're going to just move your chin. Oh gosh. So you're looking down now, and you're going to go to the collarbone on one side, and then back to the middle. So come back to the middle, and then up again, and back. You can do that 3 times. So you're letting the head relax. Good. Yeah. I can hear that means your diaphragm's going the wrong way. And then we're going to do the same. the same.
diaphragm, but the wrong
It's
way.
just pop the other way. It'll sort itself out, but that's what's happened. And then you'll go the other way. It's a big bit of almost like elastic, rubbery, elasticated muscle. So go the other way. Back to the centre. Up again. Back to the centre. Back to the centre. And by that stage, you might have an idea of which side you slept on, which side's tighter. You might have an idea, Marianne, which side's tighter. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so you can just, little things like this really allow us to know. And now we're going to take the head back and we're going to open our mouth really wide.
As if you're the dentist.
As if you're the dentist. That's a lovely image. Yeah, and then bring it forwards. Do that once more. It's just to release the jaw, really. Maybe move the jaw, wiggle the jaw from side to side. Okay, and then let that go. And then you're just going to move your head. So just like we drew the collarbone here, you're going to do your head just one side, so your head's still back. And I'm drawing a heart like a quarter circle. If you want to do the whole thing, you can. Some people find that makes them dizzy. So I've done 3 times on one side, and then I'm doing 3 on the other. I like to do the whole of the back in one round, but I know that can make people dizzy. So go with what feels good for you. Okay, right. So yeah, that's the neck nicely released. So then come back up to centre. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look over at this shoulder. And you're going to keep this hand here to keep this back. And you're going to encourage the head around with your hand. So it's the other way. So this hand is coming on here. This hand's coming on here. This hand's coming on there. This hand has been there. Lovely. And then that head's going to look over there to the wall. That's it. Beautiful. This hand's keeping the shoulder back. Beautiful. And it's gentle. You don't want to be making it too tough. How are you finding that? You all right? Yeah, good. Okay. Yes, gentle. Feel okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, and now you've got to do the same on the other side. So you're going to look over this shoulder. That's it. And then the hand is just to encourage. It's not to, it's not to strain. You don't want to strain. The neck's really delicate. That's great. And then, but what this hand is doing is it's stopping the whole of your body, stopping the spine doing work, and letting the cervical spine here do all the work. And then I'm just going to ask you to just rub and release your neck. We'll have a nice neck massage. Yeah? So just release, rub into that. And that can really help get rid of tension, increase blood flow. It's really beneficial. So it would also go along where the skull, you can feel the skull, the way it sits and connects. So we're going to stay now with the neck. So let that go, you okay? What I want you to do is we're going to do another thing for the neck. So we're going to turn sideways on our chair. So turn the same way as me, so we look like a lovely set of flying ducks. Okay. And then you're going to twist the body around. So just watch this before you do it. So twist the body. And then the head is going from one shoulder to the other. Moving on the breath, okay? So we're going to do that. So the head will move 3 times backwards and forwards. So first thing to do is we're sitting sideways. Make sure your feet are on the floor. So you've got that connection. Nice, your spine's looking great. And then you're going to lift up. So I'll take my hands up in the air just to get some length in the spine. And then take my hands onto the chair. If that's comfortable for you, you don't have to. And now that you've done that, you can turn your body towards in the direction of the back of the chair. Look over your shoulders, your left shoulder, and then move your head back, moving on the breath towards your right shoulder. And do that 3 times, please. Moving on the breath. Slowly, slowly. Great. And then bring the hands to the other side of the body. Lift up. And just think about turning the other way. And the same thing again, so looking from one shoulder to the other, moving on the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Great. You've guessed it, we'll do all that on the other side now. So turning around. Turning around. Yeah? Get yourself comfy. Really get on the edge of your chair. You want to have your feet in contact with the floor. This just gives you a lovely alignment with the spine. So round a little bit more. Can you go around? We can turn the chair if you need. We can
Because the chair
it's all rises up and down, isn't it? So shall we? I'll turn your chair for you. Just means you won't have a back, but that's okay. You okay to get up?
No.
There we go.
It's secure.
So I've got you.
No, I don't know, it's all secure.
Okay. So, all right. Well, you can skip this. You can just do it from that position. It doesn't. If you've got back issues, and that's a really good point. If you've got back issues, it can be better to have the legs angled like this. You can be more cautious. You can still do the stretch. So we're taking our arms up in the air. So if you're able to repeat what you did on the first side, please do. And this is a great one. So thanks for flagging this up. And then take the hands down and round on the exhale. So down towards the back of your chair. Towards the back of your chair. No, hands are coming round. That's it. Towards the back of the chair. Let the hands come down then. Okay, that's good. So see if you can get hold of the chair in some capacity. Brilliant. And then inhale, lift up and turn. And now, Mum, you're going to move that so you can bring your arm down. You're going to move just your head. So I'll sit in front of you. So you're going to move just your head. So you're going backwards and forwards on the breath, yeah? That's it, but slowly. So you want to do it very slowly. So you're reaching around as much as you can. And then inhale, bring the hands, bring the head forwards. And then taking it back. So you're moving through the two shoulders. So your head should be moving this way and that way. Okay?
We can now do anything.
Two shoulders. Think about your two shoulders, Mum. And move your two shoulders.
Yeah.
Just the head.
Oh, why do I move my shoulders?
So, well, it's the head, really. I need to sit in front of you anyway, there we go. But that's all good, to be honest. That's all good. That is all good. And then the last thing you're doing is you're looking this way now. And you're taking this hand here. That's beautiful. That's it, hand and thigh. And looking over one shoulder. And then looking over the other. That's it. That's beautiful. Moving on the breath if you can. You're going slower and moving on the breath. And feeling into the whole of the neck and the shoulders. Where does this, you might get it all the way down the side of the body. It just depends where you're tight. So this is really good to, if you think about reclining twist, that's really, we've done that, we can let it go. If you think about reclining twist where you get sensation down the leg, you get it in lots of different places. This twist is really working the whole of the spine. So that's very good. That's very good. Okay. Now we're going to do a side stretch. So I want you to, well, we're going to take hold of the chair here and inhale up. Okay. Yeah.
I've already done a portrait this morning.
That's great. So that's keep your feet firmly on the ground, and then you're thinking about what you've got, your arm next to your ear. If that's too strong to have the hand raised, you can have the hand dropping back like this. Okay, and then come back up to centre. Okay, and then lean the other way. I'm not releasing the hand, I'm just leaning the other way. No, I wasn't releasing the hand. So put that hand back down, please. Hold on to your chair and just lean towards me. Great. How does that feel? So you're using your strong breath. Start singing sea shanties. So that's yeah. Great.
I'm not going to forget that.
Okay, good. And now we're going to do all of that on the other side. So we're just holding on to the side of here with this hand. This hand's coming up and over. Yeah, up and over, and you're reaching. Imagine you're trying to reach for something up there on the top of that cupboard. No, other way. Yeah, imagine you're trying to reach for something that's just out of reach.
Oh, I can't get it.
Oh, one. Actually, you can't get it. Reach a bit more. Imagine you really need it.
Oh, okay.
That's good. And then release down. And then keeping that hand firmly there, just lean the other way. Yeah, good. And think about your alignment. If you want to be going sideways rather than twisting, so holding on firmly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right, let's go nicely into the side of the body. Yeah. And now we're going to stay facing forwards and we're going to twist to the side. So the first thing I'd like you to do is place your left hand on your right thigh. And so feet come forwards. So you're sitting with your feet on the floor. Feet come forwards. So just copy me. So that. So you're going to put this hand there, and you're turning. So it's a seated twist, and just feeling back with the other hand. Yeah. Inhale, get some length. Exhale, belly button to the spine. And tug. Put this hand on the thigh. Tug yourself a bit deeper. And release. Come back to centre. Same again on the other side. So hand comes onto thigh first. And then reaching back. See where you can get to. You're trying to keep the hand low, which you have. You don't want the arm up high. You don't want to be tightening the shoulder up. No. Turn. Inhale, turn. Belly towards spine. And then release. Good. Good, okay? And now we're going to hold coffee break. Not much longer. We're going to hold our imaginary ball. So this is working the spine the other way. So I'm going for a slouch now. And then we're going to take our hands into cactus. So like this. No. So what you need to do is come forwards off your chair. You always need your feet on the ground. And that gives you really lovely alignment. And then we'll demonstrate it. So you're demonstrating it first, I'm demonstrating it sides. So you're going to, so you're really so your hands don't actually touch. Imagine you've got a huge ball that you're carrying, or can't think, but it's a big duvet. Imagine you're trying to carry a big duvet. It's all rolled up. Okay? Or a big balloon, that's it. So you've got your back ball. You can go slouch, not slouch, but imagine it's pushing into your chest, that's it. And then bring your hands back like this is cactus arms. Okay, beautiful. Elbows really back. Good. And then do it again. And again, moving on the breath. Inhale, take your arms back. And one more. So that's called cactus arms. And then take the arms back. Beautiful. Good. And how's that feel? All right. Feels all right? You're good.
Worried about Aisha's having her picture drawn and not having.
You can draw them up on later. So now you're going to take off, you're going to take your arms up. I'll move a little bit. And then exhale, just turn the upper body. And then back to centre. And then the other way. Moving on the breath, inhale back to centre. We'll rest our arms down. We're going to do that 3 times with a rest in between. So on an inhale, up come the arms, I sort of like cactus arms. Exhale, turn one way. Move back on the inhale. Come back. Press down. Last time, hands come up. Turn. Come back. Think about what your legs are doing as you do this.
Sliding around.
Are they sliding around? Yeah, exactly. So what's really good about doing this when we're sat in a chair is that you have basically mobilised your lower part of the body, so you're really getting targeted twists in the spine. So that would have created a lot more movement. So we're just going to put our hands onto our elbows, onto our shoulders like this, and we're going to roll 3 times back. And this is a ball and socket joint here, and this is really oiling that ball and socket joint. But you may well feel, go the other way now, please. I did 4 actually. You may well feel that there's a bit more movement here. It just feels a little bit looser. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, that's great. Very good. And now we're going to just work on our wrists. So you're going to take your hand out in front of you. You're taking your hand back towards you. Imagine you're a policeman, you're trying to say stop to traffic, yeah? And then get hold of here and pull that back towards you. So that's going to work the tendons here. So you want the arms straight. Good. Try and get your little finger as well.
Too small.
You're not grabbing firmly on that. It's okay, it's fine. Think about your thumb then. Think about being little. Well done. Feel the stretch?
Yep.
Yep, strong.
Strong.
And then, if you feel it in your shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to do the other side. What you want to do is you want to roll your shoulder back. So even though you're reaching forward, you roll your shoulder back. So it's still in the shoulder socket, yeah? Straight arm, that's lovely. Good. And release. Same again on the other side. So the arms coming out in front of you, but roll that shoulder back. Very good thing to point out. And then get hold of your hand or your fingers and pull them back. And maybe the thumb as well. Okay. And then the other way is strong. Then the other way is like this. That's it. And do it. So hold it. So hold this with your, use this hand to hold this hand. And pull it down. Okay? Yeah? So you get a stretch here. Good. All right.
Oh,
Okay, now give them a little shake. A little shaky, 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 shake, 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 shake. Release it completely. Feel all right?
yeah,
Do the whole. Imagine you're trying to flick something off your hands.
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So really loose. So do you want to give me the tissue? Okay, pop it in your jacket. So flick. So loose hands. Flick, flick, flick. How does that feel? So you like almost like you're trying to shake your hands off. Flick, flick, flick. Good. Quite invigorating. And then scrunching.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do that maybe with hands out in front of you. No, I'm still scrunching and stretching, 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 stretching. Okay, brilliant. Fingers back, just pulling each finger back. A lot of bones in there. A lot of tendons as well. One at a time individually.
Yeah. Oh, sit back again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you find? What's the problem with sitting forward?
Because I'm sitting on this ridge and the rest of the distance.
Okay, so come right forward then.
You're on the right hand.
We're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to take our feet wide. So we're still doing side of body, coming right forwards.
Yeah.
And I'm looking one leg.
Yeah.
And then the other. So I've got my legs really wide and my arms are staying straight.
Okay.
So take your legs really wide.
The outside left hip.
Two way down, keep hold of the chair. And then you're going to look towards me. No. So that arm stays straight. Both arms stay straight. And look towards me. That's it. So turn. Imagine you're trying to see something over there. That's great. And then go back the other way. Okay. And then do that again. And turn back. We'll do this 5 times. Each side. Good. So that's 2. You can take the legs even wider. That's great. 3. Can you take the legs a bit wider?
About right.
4. This is really working. Building on what we've already done with the neck and the shoulders. 5. You okay?
Yeah.
Good. That's brilliant.
Yeah. So
now we're just going to go onto our toes.
Oh, come on.
So we can't, I'll adjust this slightly. Just going to go onto our toes. So we're just working our toes. Yeah?
Yeah.
So come onto my toes. And then onto toes the other way. Obviously a bit challenging with your shoes on. Toes. Getting some movement there. Really working the arches of the feet as well. And you may want to stop for a second. You can keep going like that. But you may want to think, okay, I want to get my little toe in. Attempt to get more of my toes in contact with the floor. So it takes a bit of adjusting. And then over to the other side. Good. Now we're going to work. We've loosened everything up. So we're going to do circular movements like this now. Okay? And I want you to let the head drop. Yeah. If that doesn't make you dizzy, because the neck is part of the spine.
Yeah,
The cervical part of the spine, you've got lumbar, thoracic, cervical. So you want to get it involved. Okay, and then as you're turning, obviously we don't want to bump into each other, so we'll do it at the same time. I want you to vary the turns. So some are more oval shaped and some are wider. So off we go. Remember to release the neck. That's looking great. How does that feel?
all right.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So really explore, go slowly, just feeling the way that the body shifts, which muscles are engaged, depending on which position you're in and whether you're going with gravity or against gravity. Come on, do 2 more and then I'll swap sides. Yeah, 1 and 2. Good, so just pause for a second, see how that felt. Obviously, if you get nausea, not a good pose, you can go back to repeating the drawing the hips into the. Do you want your tissue?
Yeah.
Here we are. Yeah. We're going to change directions, so you can join in when you're ready. So we're going the other way now. Okay. Join in when ready. Great. Can you feel it's working the side of the body, it's working the shoulders, it's working the neck, all the places that we work on today. Good. Yeah. So good. Great. I like to say vary. I'm going to do some more oval shaped ones, which is pulling on the back more. So it's using the core, yeah. Good stuff. Okay, good. So that's that done. Now we're just going to do, this is a core stretch and this is a side stretch. So you're going to watch me, we'll both go this way. So you're going to take your arms up and then over to the side. And you want to face forward with your head, lovely. And it's that imaginary ball we had earlier, a big balloon. So you're holding it to the side. This is strong. And then come back up. And then over to the other side. Sink, yeah? Yeah. Well done. It is strong. And then back up. And then once more the other side. And over. And then back up. And over. So it's working the core. It's also working the side of the body. It's working. Okay, there we go. And then come back up. You can let that go. Okay. Now you might want the belt for this one. You will want the belt for this one. We're going to do a shoulder stretch. So you're going to take, I'll give you this belt. So you're going to have the belt here, probably. Well, you might hold it in your arm actually, hold it in your hand. So you're going to hold it in this hand. Okay, so you're going to use that position there. Yeah. And you're going to take this arm up. So hold it in this arm. And take this arm up. And then it's going to go behind you basically. So drop this elbow neck. That's it. Because you're going to reach back with the other arm to get hold of the back. No. So that's right. So staying like that. It's coming down back. Yeah? And then this arm. So the hand faces forwards. Beautiful. Keep your arm. And then goes around. Once you've gone past your hips, that's it. You can then fold the arm the other way. Hold them out. Brilliant. Good. And think about feet firmly on the ground. That's good. Take this elbow back. Which elbow? This one, the one that's closest to me. Yeah. So the elbow of the raised arm. And think about taking that elbow back. Draw your belly in so you're not flaring in your ribs. So the back's not arching, it's happening in the shoulders rather than in the spine. Try and move the hands towards each other a little bit more, just a little bit. It's a strong stretch. And then release. Good. And then you'll need to take the belt in the other hand. And do the other side. That's it. Good. And so that arm now is coming up in the air, holding the belt. No. That's it. And then take it down. And you can encourage the hand. So you take it down a bit first. It needs to come down. It needs to bend back. Yeah? It needs to bend back. That's it. So we'll come to the end of the class. Okay. So this is a tighter shoulder.
What is it?
Yeah, that's fine. So try to bring your elbow up. It doesn't have to be. You're just trying to bring the elbow up a little bit more to get a strong stretch here in the armpit. If you, yeah, that's fine. Just see how it is. So we're going to let go of the belt a minute with this hand. Let go with this hand. So just bring this arm up to begin with. Lovely. And now get hold of the belt and see how that feels. Okay? Right. How does that feel? And then think about taking that elbow back a little bit. It's strong. You've been in it for a while. If you want, so I'll say release. Is that okay? Yeah. Good. And then release. Right. Okay. And we're going to end with a couple of shoulder rolls.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a cup of tea.
Yeah, that will happen. I've done 3 one way and then 3 the other. And we're going to end with some alternate nostril breathing, okay? Yeah. So you want to have your feet firmly on the ground. This gives you a lovely curve to the spine. So feet firmly on the come forward slightly. You want to be grounded on the floor. Thank you. And then we're going to cover over on this nostril. Close that off. And breathe out through the other nostril. Close that off. And I say once, that's it. Then breathe out. Beautiful. Back in through that nostril. Close it off. Beautiful. Out through the other. That's one round. Back in. Close off your left nostril, breathe out through the right. Back in through the right nostril. Join you the next one, Mum, and out through the left. You talk back in through that nostril, back in through that nostril. Close that off, breathe out to the other side. Back in through that nostril. Close it off, and out through the other side. So it's in and out through one nostril, and in that through the back in through that nostril.
Yeah. Looks like over.
Close it up. Exhale through the nostril. Back in through the same nostril. Close that nostril off. And opposite side. Exhale through the nostril. Back in through the nostril. And close that off. And exhale through the other side. Back in through that nostril. Close it off. And exhale through the other side. So when you've done an inhale, you close that nostril. Back in through that nostril. Close off. And exhale through the other side. Back in through the same side. Close it off. And exhale through the opposite side. Back in through that nostril. Close it off. And exhale through the other side. Last one. Back in through that side. Close it off, and exhale, and then release the hands. Good. Okay. Okay, so hopefully a bit broader here, more space in the side of the body, some nice twists to stimulate the organs and exercise the spine. So a bit more space mainly in the upper body. Okay, so thanks for practicing with us.
Yeah. Phew.